Dream with me tonight. Hello there. My name is Teddy Ruxpin. How are you today? I would like to tell you the story of the missing princess. Grubby and I had met Lieutenant Gimmick just as he was about to fly his new airship for the very first time. The airship flew okay, but then Gimmick took the advice of another new friend, Leota the Wood Sprite. After that, the airship flew perfectly, and we were off to find the treasure. But then we were captured by the Mudbluffs. In the Mudbluff dungeon, we met Prince Aaron. Gimmick devised a plan, and we were able to escape from the Mudbluff dungeon. Once we were free, Grubby, Gimmick, and I decided to help Prince Aaron find his missing sister, Princess Aruzia.
Indeed, Prince Aaron. Teddy is right. We want to help you find your sister.
Yep, we sure do.
When we met the Woolly Whatsit, he thought he knew of someone who could help.
What you ought to do is talk to the wizard.
The wizard?
Yeah, the wizard. He knows everything.
Somehow, the wizard knew that Princess Aruzia had been kidnapped by the Gatangs. He said that the Gatangs lived in the hard-to-find city, high in the treacherous mountains.
Treacherous mountains? Hard-to-find city? Why, that's where the treasure...
I didn't want Grubby to run on, but he was right. The treasure we were looking for was supposed to be hidden in that very same place. We didn't understand how the wizard knew those things. He made it seem like magic, but I wasn't too sure. We said goodbye to the Woolly Whatsit and continued on our journey in search of the princess.
Finally, we got to the treacherous mountains, and we could see why they were called treacherous.
That's right. They were very high and rugged. It's a good thing we had Gimmick's airship. We decided to land the airship and wait until dark before we tried to find the missing princess. We didn't know it then, but Twig and LB still hadn't been able to scale the treacherous mountains.
Oh, that treasure up there, and I can't get at it.
That's when Twig spotted our airship with his telescope.
It's Gimmick and those other guys. How did they get here anyway? They had the wrong map. What could have gone wrong? They'll fly right up to that hard-to-find city. Oh, they'll take every bit of that treasure.
Twig was really upset, but LB saw that we were landing.
They're landing.
There won't be anything left for me.
They're landing.
Why does it always have to happen to me? They're landing.
We landed at the foot of the treacherous mountains and started to think of a plan for rescuing the princess. If our plan was to work, we would have to wait until the middle of the night. Prince Aaron and I started making slingshots.
Meanwhile, Teddy wanted me to make a big batch of my root stew. I thought maybe he was starting to like the taste of it, but I guess he had something else in mind.
After it got dark, the airship was ready to lift off. I think that's when Twig and LB were sneaking onto the back of the airship so they could ride up to the hard-to-find city. Grubby, Gimmick, Prince Aaron, and I were hoping to find and rescue Princess Aruzia. But Twig was only wishing to get rich.
We're ready to cast off.
Hurry up, LB.
Wishing, I am wishing. Oh, I like to spend some time each day just wishing. I wish for things I'd like to do, for things I'd like to do for you. And maybe someday they'll come true if I would keep on wishing, wishing. I am wishing. And somehow something inside my head keeps wishing. wish can make my spirits high. Sometimes a wish can make me cry. But each good wish will make me try to make that wish come true. Some wishes are silly. Some wishes are fun. Some I just forget about. One might be my favorite one. There's just no way of telling just where each wish comes from. But I can't seem to stop them, and that's the reason I go right on wishing. I am wishing. Oh, I like to spend some time each day just wishing. And sometimes if I'm lucky and those wishes do come true, then I would like to share my very greatest wish with you. We were able to fly right over the mountains, and at last we found the hard-to-find city.
Yeah, it was a real old city. It looked like it had been there a long time.
We landed the airship near the city. Then Grubby, Gimmick, Prince Aaron, and I snuck into the city. After we were out of sight, Twig and LB also snuck in, but for a different purpose.
Come on now, let's find that treasure.
Once we were in the city, we looked for a Gatang guard.
Look, there's a guard over there.
Yeah, let's get him.
Okay, but be quiet.
Hold him down. Boy, he's strong. Pull his helmet off. Keep him from yelling.
Here's the rope to tie him up.
The Gatang was very strong, but we were able to overpower him and tie him up. And we took his helmet.
Then we found another Gatang guard, and we bounced on him and took his helmet.
After we had overpowered 2 more guards, we had enough helmets for us to disguise ourselves. Then we could carry out the next part of our plan.
We made our way through the city, wearing the Gatang helmets, looking for just the right building.
There it is. That's the building that was in the wizard's pictures. That's where they took my sister.
Okay, let's go. The building we found was the Gatang guardhouse. Disguised in the Gatang helmets, we walked right in. We walked past some Gatang who were playing cards. And finally, we found Princess Aruzia. But she was being guarded by 2 more Gatangs.
We've been ordered to take her out of here.
Just who ordered you to take her?
Oh, and it was,
Get up! We overpowered the guards, but one of the card players heard the commotion and came in.
What's going on in here?
Oh, nothing. I just dropped something.
Well, keep it down. I was winning that hand.
Then Prince Aaron took off the Gatang helmet he was wearing.
Aaron, you've come to rescue me.
Aruzia, are you all right?
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Now that you're here,
I came as soon as I could.
I knew you would. We never once gave up hope.
I wouldn't have made it if it weren't for my friends.
We better leave, Prince Aaron, before we're discovered. We found a helmet for the princess, and the 5 of us snuck out of the guardhouse. We hurried back through the city. Once we got to the airship, we would be safe. Wishing, I am wishing. Oh, I like to spend some time each day just wishing. And sometimes if I'm lucky and those wishes do come true, then I would like to share my very greatest wish with you. dream with me tonight. Hello there. My name is Teddy Ruxpin. How are you today? I would like to tell you the story of the hidden treasure. Grubby, Gimmick, Prince Aaron, and I had been able to free Princess Eruzia from the Gitane guardhouse. As we were running out of the city, I saw something that looked familiar. Grubby, I think I know this place. It looks like the shrine on the map.
Golly, I think you're right.
We walked into the shrine, and there, on the wall, look, it's the other half of the medallion. I had carried half a medallion with me since Grubby and I left Vilonia. I held it up to the other half of the wall. Look, it fits perfectly. Suddenly, the two halves of the medallion fused together, and for the first time, we could read all the words. Only the pure of spirit may find the treasure of knowledge. Then the medallion fell off of the wall and into my hands. The crystals around the medallion began to glow. I thought there was something very special about that message. Only the pure of spirit may find the treasure of knowledge. I believe it was kind of a test. Suddenly, the shrine began to be filled with treasure. It appeared from nowhere. None of us could say a word. There were piles of jewels, diamonds, and precious stones. There was gold and silver. There were lots and lots of coins. There were beautiful crowns covered with jewels. Was this the treasure that the map had led us to? Or was there some other treasure here? Was this part of the test? Then we were all attracted to a large pedestal in the center of the room. The top of the pedestal was the same shape as the medallion, and it had 6 larger crystals. As we gathered around the pedestal, the crystals began to glow. Then they floated up, as if we were supposed to take them. Writing appeared on each crystal as we held them.
Imagination.
Honesty?
Bravery,
Trust.
friendship,
Freedom.
let go. It seemed like the crystals knew who was holding them. The writing on them seemed to describe a quality of that individual. For Gimmick, the crystal said, imagination. The crystal Prince Aaron was holding said, bravery. And the last crystal said, freedom. I think it was telling us that getting the princess to safety was more important than stopping to look at all that treasure. We headed for the airship.
Hey, LB, where do you suppose they're going? And what are those things they're carrying?
Well, I don't know, Tweeg. But I see where they're running from, and it looks like that building on the map.
You're right, LB. That's where the treasure's supposed to be. Oh, yippee! Oh, I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich!
By the time we got back to the airship, the sun was coming up. We started to get the airship ready to lift off.
Hey, what's that?
They must have discovered that Eruzia is gone.
Oh, hurry! Let's lift off.
The airship lifted off, and we headed away from the city. But then, we saw the Gitane aircraft.
Uh-oh, here come those airplanes.
They're shooting at us. Get down, Eruzia.
Okay.
The Gitane started shooting arrows at us and rocks. We tried our best to get away from them, but they were too fast. Then a big rock hit our propeller and ripped it right out of the airship.
Oh, no!
We're not going anywhere now. We'll drift back to the city.
Grubby, bring on the root stew.
Oh, okay, but this seems like a strange time to be having breakfast.
Put a spoonful of the stew right in this sling.
Okay. Teddy pulled back on the sling and then let it go. The root stew flew through the air and hit a Gatang pilot in the visor.
Hey, look at that. Right in the eye.
Give me some of that stuff, Grubby.
Prince Aaron fired some root stew and hit another Gatang in the eye. That's some shooting.
Yes, all right, fellas. Keep it up.
The Gatang pilots couldn't see with the root stew in their eyes, and their airplanes began to fall into the valley below.
Here's some more stew. Keep on shooting.
They're launching more aircraft.
The Gatangs launched one more plane, and then another, and then...
Hey, there's Wooly.
It was the Woolly Watson. He climbed up onto the launching platform. Then he started jumping up and down on the rest of the airplanes, breaking them all to pieces. The Gatangs started running away. Hooray!
And I thought no one could climb the treacherous mountains. Get 'em, Wooly! Uh-oh, Teddy, an airplane's coming right at us from the left.
Give me some more root stew.
Here you go. Good shot. Right in the propeller. He's going down.
One last plane started circling and closing in on us.
More stew, Grubby.
Oh no, we're all out of stew.
What?
What'll we do?
The airplane got closer and closer, shooting arrows at us. We were totally defenseless. Then, as the airplane passed near the launching platform, the Woolly Watson jumped off the edge of the platform and landed on the airplane. The airplane with Woolly on it started falling and disappeared into the valley below. When we got the airship down into the valley, we ran to Woolly. He was lying on his back by the crashed airplane. The Gatang pilot jumped up and ran off. Woolly, are you all right?
You saved our lives. Wooly, Wooly. Wooly, are you all right?
Yeah. Are you Princess Perusia?
Yes.
Oh boy, a real princess.
Thank you for helping us, Wooly.
Oh, you're welcome. I was worried about you.
Thank you all for helping me.
We were glad to help you, Princess.
Yes, I guess we took care of those Gatangs.
Well, Teddy, maybe you don't like the taste of my root stew, but you did find something that it was good for.
You're right, Grubby. It worked very well. I think we should all be proud of ourselves. Especially you, Woolly.
Indeed. What can we ever do to repay you?
Oh, I've already been paid. I got to see a real live princess. Oh, Say, Teddy, there sure was a lot of treasure up there in that shrine.
Yes, there was.
And what do you suppose these things are?
I don't know, Grubby. But somehow, I think they're more important than all that treasure.
I think you're right, Teddy.
Only the pure of spirit may find the treasure of knowledge. It's as though whoever left this message wanted us to take these crystals. And I think that what we will learn from these crystals will make all that treasure look like just an illusion.
Oh, yippee! Oh, I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich!
Sometime later, we learned that Tweeg had been rolling around in all the treasure. He was trying on all the jewels and winning each of the crowns.
I still can't figure out why those guys left all this treasure here. How could those things they were carrying be more important than this treasure?
Tweeg had packed the treasure in a chest so he could take it with him.
Come on, LB. Give me a hand.
Then, suddenly, the treasure disappeared.
What? Where did it go? Oh, no! Oh, no!
And so Princess Arisia was safe once again. Prince Aaron thought he knew which way we would have to travel to get to their home. And after a while, he started to see things in the land below the airship that he recognized. Then we saw in the distance the beautiful castle of King Nodbert.
Look! There's my home! There's my home!
We were all very happy to have been able to help the princess and to bring her back home to her parents and all the other people who love her. Let's meet a lovely princess and stand before a king. Let's dream a great adventure and let us live that magic dream. And if our dream's a good one, and if we see it through, then the wondrous dream we dream tonight someday just might come true. Hey, Grubby! Come on, let's go!
Okay.
Come and discover the world with me. There are lots of people we can meet, lots of things to see. So come and discover the world with me. Oh, what? Like
What makes the leaves in autumn fall?
what irritates a honeybee,
Why are some people 6 feet tall?
and others only 3.
What makes the snow in winter fall?
How does a sheepdog see? How come my favorite rubber ball can bounce into a tree? And sometimes when I trip and fall, why does the ground jump up at me? Huh, I never thought about that.
Come and discover the world with me.
There are lots of people we can meet, lots of things to see. So come and discover the world with me. Huh, do you think that a snowflake knows just what shape it's gonna be?
Now, do you think a duck has toes?
Why does a dog have fleas?
Why are there feathers on my nose?
What causes me to sneeze?
Where does a balloon go when you set it free?
And overnight a mushroom grows, but it takes years to grow a tree. Huh.
Don't ask me.
Okay, come and discover the world with me. There are lots of people we can meet, lots of things to see. So come and discover the world with me.
Come on, Teddy, let's go.
It's a world full of wonders and it's here for you and me. Come and discover the world with me, my friend.
My friend. Come and discover the world with me, my friend.
My friend.